Listen, I could be totally wrong. I don't think that there's too many people that are important enough for a corporation to want to do all this to.
Yeah.
There's only one person, and I really mean this when I say this, and I know this is great conspiracy theory. There's only one person I believe in Hollywood who people conspired to actually take down.
Who?
I'm talking about a mass conspire. Anytime they take you down, it's people conspiring. But it's usually because you did some shit.
Yeah.
But I think that there's one person who they really took down because he had too much power, and I believe that person was Michael Jackson.
Wow.
I truly believe that. And the reason I believe that is because you can look into the story. We had Deion Cole on Breakfast Club today. Deion Cole told us a story about how he got high with Paul McCartney, and Paul McCartney told him, Paul McCartney and Michael used to be real cool. Paul was telling Michael, like, yo, you got to get your business together. You got to get your business right. He told him about the publishing game.
He bought the Beatles publishing.
Michael ended up getting so big that he bought the Beatles publishing. The Beatles publishing was worth so much that literally Sony gave Michael Jackson half of their publishing company just to own the Beatles catalog. So whenever you used to see, look it up. Whenever you used to see Sony ATV, that was Sony, and ATV was Michael Jackson's publishing company, right? Imagine how powerful a black man is when he owns half of or majority of the music industry's publishing. And in some cases was even giving publishing back to some of the artists. He gave Little Richard his publishing back. I don't know how many people he did that to, but he gave Little Richard his publishing back. Look, in 2016, and this was in 2016, Sony paid $750 million to acquire Michael Jackson's, 50% stake in Sony ATV Music Publishing, a joint venture that Jackson and Sony formed in 1995. This made Sony the sole owner of the world's largest music publishing company. I believe, this is all conspiracy theory. This is brilliant idiots, by the way. We just talking, this is a podcast. I believe that Michael Jackson had too much power in the music industry, had too much control over the most valuable asset in music, which is people's publishing. And I believe they had to take him out because of it. Smear his name, eventually get him up out of here. In 2016, they got it back for way cheaper than they probably would have paid if he was still alive. He's the one motherfuckers talk about Bill Cosby trying to buy NBC and, nah. He's the one person I believe in entertainment. Mind you, I said the entertainment industry. Conspiracies happen all the time in other industries that actually really matter.
Yeah.
But the entertainment industry, he's the one person I believe actually they ruined it, they killed his reputation and ultimately killed him.
Did they buy this after he died or before? I don't remember. This after. When he did?
Michael died in 2009.
Taylor trying to rile shit up here.
So they
Taylor's the cute shit.
We never know who they is, by the way. Nobody ever knows who they is.
I know who Taylor thinks they is.
Who you think they is, Taylor?
I'm not saying
Dove. That's who Taylor thinks.
We never know who they is. We never know who they is, but he's the one. Ne Jackson is the one person in entertainment I believe they actually tried to take out. Wow. Or took out. No, let me say tried.
They took
out. All that other stuff that did, the liquor companies. I'm not saying it's not possible, but why?
Wait, so you think they hired the doctor to give him an overdose?
Well, I think that the stress of it all. I think, man, think what they did to Michael.
No, but he was.
They accused Michael of being a pedophile, right?
Mm-hmm.
And
he's saying before. He's saying the accusations of pedophilia and the destruction of his character.
The stress probably
making
led
him
Michael
radioactive.
To do that. Yes.
And then later, the doctor is dealing with the repercussions of that humiliation.
Gotcha.
That's all I'm saying. Like Michael, this is what somebody needs to do a documentary on. How powerful Michael Jackson was and how much people wanted that Beatles catalog.
Yeah, why has nobody done that? It's kind of interesting.
I've been trying to do it.
But what happened?
I can't get nobody that, because I'm not going to do the research. I can't get nobody. I just come up with the idea. You know what I mean?
So if you don't know the research, it might not even be true.
No, I know the basics. I know this. I know this happened. Google Michael Jackson gets half a Sony ATV, Taylor. I know this actually happened. I know that the Beatles catalog was worth so much that Sony ATV decided to do a joint venture with Michael Jackson. I know at one point Michael Jackson owned people's publishing like Eminem and Beyonce.
How did he originally get
Well, they did a joint venture, so they're like
He bought the Beatles catalog.
Well, no, well, Sony and Michael Jackson created a joint venture.
Yes.
Okay.
And then that joint venture, I think, bought the Beatles catalog.
No. Michael bought it before.
From right here, it makes it sound like Sony ATV Publishing.
No, he created his own publishing company.
Right.
In '85.
Yeah.
And he purchased. He purchased ATV Music Publishing, which owned the Beatles catalog. So he purchased that for $41.5 million, which gave him control of most of the Beatles songs. And then later on, 10 years, or no, not 10 years, 10 years later, Sony partnered with him because they wanted to own that catalog.
So they bought 50% of the catalog in '95.
Yeah, it's the same shit. Yeah, '85.
Well, a joint venture.
Yeah, Michael bought ATV Music Publishing in '85. There you go.
'95, Sony buys half of it.
There you go.
And then 2016, they buy the other half.
There you go.
Got it.
How much did they buy the half for?
$750 million.
No, the first half. It doesn't say.
I don't know. It's a good question. I don't know. All I'm saying is he's the only person I feel like in entertainment.
I mean, that'd be an amazing documentary show. Even if it's not true, actually don't let the truth stop you from making it.
Even just from a creative perspective, think about Michael Jackson being a talent who started as a child star, right, with his brothers, the Jackson Five, grew to be such a successful artist, made so much money, gets game from another artist that's super successful, icon living Paul McCartney, and buys the Beatles catalog from him. And Sony wants it so much that they do a joint venture with Michael Jackson. And now Michael owns half of the entertainment world's publishing. Like, that's huge. Like, there was a time Michael owned, like, I think it was Eminem. Google that, Taylor. Whose publishing did Michael Jackson own, other than the Beatles?
Damn.
This shit was bigger than Nino Brown.
Why didn't Paul McCartney buy his own publishing?
He had the bread. I don't think people realize how big Michael Jackson was, yo.
No,
also, 41 million back in the day is like.
Oh, they didn't have that?
I don't think people realize how big Michael Jackson was.
No, I knew Mike had the money. I'm surprised Paul McCartney did. Because didn't they write all their music, play all their music? I would imagine they were making quite a bit from.
Michael Jackson famously owned the publishing rights to a significant portion of the music catalog for Sony ATV Music Publishing, which included many iconic songs from a variety of artists, most notably the Beatles. Look at this. Other artists, in addition to the Beatles catalog, Sony ATV included songs from a wide range of artists such as Bob Dylan, Elvis Presley, Eminem, Taylor Swift, Lady Gaga.
Damn.
Wow.
And he started as a talent. It's just huge. I think he's the only person that somebody wanted to smear enough to get their hands on that. That makes sense.
And what is the discount that they got on the publishing because he was smeared? Like, why would it make the publishing worth any less?
I don't know if it was a discount or because like he said, Michael bought it for $41.5 million, but that was '85. So when they bought it, it was 2016. So clearly all the money was worth enough for them to spend $750 million on it.
I guess what I'm saying, what discount would they get because they smeared Mike?
I don't know. Maybe shit.
Did he need money for legal fees? Did he need money because he wasn't touring? Like, why does he need money?
Well, if you watch, that is a good point. If you watch when I went to go see the play on Broadway, the MJ the musical, there was a part where he was having financial trouble.
Yeah.
He was having financial trouble.
I remember that.
You know?
Yeah.
So I don't know. Maybe that was his asset that he didn't want to give up. And maybe somebody tried to come to him and make him give it up. And he didn't want to give it up. So you don't want to give it up. Now you like little boy butt.
Now you like little boy butt.
Hey, man. Listen, we act like the media can't demonize a person in 2.2 seconds.
They do.
If they didn't want him to own it, why would they give it to him in the first place?
They didn't give it to him.
They didn't give it to him.
He had it already.
But what?
He had the bread.
He had to be. I own it.
I know, but they can't just make it high. Like, can't they just be like, no?
No, he didn't buy it from Sony. He bought another company first. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. It's just, the media can demonize you in 2 seconds if they want to, yo.